August 11, 2026. Hello, I am John Michael Chambers, and this is your Daily War Report. I ask you to listen with love, as where we go one, we go all. The following report has been provided in part by Guardian Daniel R. War Report. Executive mandate. The public international law foreclosure of the Permanent Court of Arbitration, PCA. The transnational liquidation of crown colonies, and the financial termination of maritime corporate state covers, the covert activation of arbitration, awards issued via the Permanent Court of Arbitration, that's PCA, commercial seizure of the private City of London Corporation and the Vatican, and allied receivership of corporate state assets under genuine land law. Allied Enforcement Protocol. Let's break this down. The public international law leverage of PCA awards to liquidate UCC, echelons of power, the administrative and physical deconstruction of the global corporate state matrix demands direct, unyielding command over the structural roots of the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC. While civilian attention is continually diverted by the staged theater executed via legacy mass media, the Allied Supreme Command is finalizing the structural winding down of the true networks of the deep state. The supreme authority governing international structural and territorial disputes is the Permanent Court of Arbitration, or PCA, in The Hague. Pursuant to the provisions of the Department of Defense Law of War Manual, Chapter 11, copy of that's on our website under Resource Guide. The Alliance deploys covert PCA arbitration awards as the definitive lever to strip the private sovereignty covers, especially the City of London Corporation, the Vatican, and the District of Washington, D.C., of all statutory validity. There's your axis of evil. Every legacy European administrative body, corporate agency, and commercially registered government operates fundamentally as a subsidiary shell to these private crown colonies. The exact millisecond the PCA executes these legally binding awards based on verified systemic fraud, predatory usury, and high treason against the human family, the entire commercial chain collapses down to the smallest municipality. The private extraction and occupation treaties enforced upon the nations for centuries forfeit all legal validity within a fraction of a second. The PCA mandate grants the Allied Defense Forces the unassailable authority to assume physical receivership over all territorial assets, gold reserves, and land registries, returning the soil unconditionally to the primal constitutional land law. Number 2, the expiration of commercial covers and the Allied executive encirclement. The enforceable liquidation of transnational corporate states executes inside the engine room of the Allied Supreme Command over unassailably protected judicial protocols. The forfeiture of crown assets monitored by the JAGs, because civilian statutory courts and the corporate bar stand exposed as direct commercial agents of the City of London. The JAGs, Judge Advocate General's Court, assumes exclusive enforcement. Every offshore shadow account, real estate array, and fiscal asset held by these imperial monopolies is classified within the Allied main ledger as stolen property. Actors attempting to enforce unlawful commercial extractions via legacy UCC covers are isolated as unlawful combatants facing military tribunals at Nuremberg 2.0 beneath the Uniform Code of Military Justice, UCMJ. The structural freezing of shadow administrative assets Utilizing the explicit levers of Executive Orders 13818 and 13848, the balance sheets of central banks and their statutory proxy shells are frozen within a fraction of a second. Any remaining commercial leverage held by the adversary evaporates, while the material liquidity of the population is insulated and protected. Physical infrastructure is transitioned under direct military receivership to control, manage the ongoing G7 foreclosure with zero civilian disruptions. Number 3, logistical defense shields and the solidification of abundance prior to 2029. The material enforcement of the PCA arbitration paradigm functions within the oncoming transformation corridor leading toward the official conclusion of the term on January 20th, 2029, as the definitive protective shield, ensuring a completely stable wind down of legacy bureaucracies with zero systemic failure. The deployment of Allied defense task forces to critical asset and land registries guarantees that the private property of individual sovereigns, utility lines, and vital supply chains remain insulated every single millisecond. The manipulative software of legacy power structures evaporates inside the brightest spotlight of truth, while the physical hardware of global administration is transitioned to serve the human family. The orbitally anchored, asset-backed quantum financial system assumes absolute command over liquidity management, while the confiscated multi-trillion wealth pools belonging to the crown colonies, serve as the exclusive collateral pool covering the flawless distribution of the universal high income within daily routine. Individual sovereigns manage their assets free from the constant threat of unlawful statutory asset seizures. Administrative sovereignty returns completely to living individuals. Sovereignty returns completely to the living individual standing on solid ground, while the clockwork of Allied reconstruction permanently executes the new era of liberty. All right, be sure to watch our 2 new broadcasts here at JMC Broadcasting: Fireside Chat with JMC, launching last week of August, and our premiere episode, September 11th, The Board of Truth, launches with the Board of Trustees. We will analyze these war reports and break them down for you, making sense of the war reports. For those that would like a private wealth coach consult or speak with me privately on any matter, you can secure that time with me by visiting wealthcoachuniversity.com, and there's a mechanism with which to access my calendar. Join me and Patriot Street Fighter Scott McKay for a live Patriot Q&A Power Hour Thursday, August 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Scott will be in our private Zoom room with you to answer your questions for 1 solid hour. We have seating for 500. Get your questions answered. Participate. How do you do it? jmcbroadcasting.com. Click on Premium Portal. We look forward to seeing you there. And don't forget to subscribe for free. Follow our military, intelligence, economic, healthcare, and off-world reporting right here at jmcbroadcasting.com.
John Michael Chambers continues to lead the way with JMC Broadcasting's military and intelligence reporting. All broadcasts are free to the public. Want more? Get up close and personal with John and guests by joining JMC's Patriot Premium Portal for just $9.99 monthly subscription. Receive JMC's weekly newsletter update, which includes a 60-minute audio of JMC Unplugged, where John highlights in a candid conversation the events of the week. Hear John like you've never heard him before. It's time to get your questions answered live in real time with John Michael Chambers and his highly valued military and intelligence guests. As part of your Patriot Premium subscription, each month you're given access to John and guests on screen for a 60-minute live Q&A. Guests may include, but not limited to, Juan O'Savin, Ricardo Bosi, Sheila Holm, Blaine Holt, Michael Jaco, Sheriff Richard Mack, Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, the Patriot Street Fighter Scott McKay, Dr. Mark Sherwood, and many, many others. For just $9.99 per month, you gain access to all this and more. Your subscription fee helps fuel the JMC broadcasting engine at this critical juncture in this global defense war. Visit jmcbroadcasting.com and click on the Patriot Premium Portal subscription promo. Sign up before December 31st, 2025 and receive a free signed paperback copy of John's newest book, Global Financial Reset: Surviving and Thriving the Transition. We are at war and victory is ours. The dawning of the golden age is upon us. And remember, where we go one, we go all. Subscribe today at jmcbroadcasting.com. Won't you join us?